What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another New York Giants video. And in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Evan Engram, one of our favorite players on the team. I really don't know too many people who are still high in Evan Engram or still believe that this guy has earned another chance. So Evan Engram's got a world of athletic gifts. There's no doubt about that. We all know that he's 40 times faster than Odell Beckham and that he should be a nightmare matchup for linebackers and safeties. Shouldn't be able to cover a guy that size with that kind of speed. And although Evan Engram does find himself open a lot, obviously his biggest issue is he can't complete the play. Now, maybe moving him away from the New York Giants would help him out. Sometimes the change of scenery definitely helps. There's no doubt about it. Evan Engram's been a disappointment ever since we drafted him in the first round back in 2017, and it's a pick that we should have never made. We all know that Ben McAdoo wanted to trade up and get Pat Mahomes or get Deshaun Watson, and Jerry Reese and company told him, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to replace Eli Manning. And instead, they went out and they drafted Evan Engram, a luxury position that they certainly did not need at that time. If nothing else, they should have worked on the offensive line to try to protect Eli Manning, but that didn't work out either. So they got stuck with Evan Engram, who has been, like I said, nothing but a disappointment. He's battled injuries, dropped passes, and of course this year everything was magnified. The big drop against Philadelphia cost us the game. He was responsible for a number of turnovers between fumbles and batting the ball up in the air and having them intercepted. He's been nothing but a complete and utter disappointment. Now, the New York Giants have a fifth-year option on Evan Engram, and obviously he could play the entire season here, and then they could let him walk in free agency and get a compensatory pick. The problem is you don't know what the compensatory pick is going to bring. Now, Evan Engram does have a great skill set. There's no doubt about that, but of course he can't catch the ball. That's the biggest part of the skill set. But again, maybe if he goes someplace else, he starts to concentrate more. Maybe all the losing has got to this guy. It happens to some players, and you continue to lose. Sometimes you just don't concentrate. It'd be a good move for the Giants to get rid of Evan Engram. I think a lot of people would be on board with that. I don't know what he's worth to me. If the New York Giants could get a fourth-round pick for Evan Engram, I think that would be great because, again, you just don't know what you're going to get compensatory value-wise. But the big thing with Evan Engram leaving here, or the Giants trading him before June 1st, is the fact that the Giants would free up $6 million in cap space. Evan Engram is owed $6.01 million, so the Giants would be able to clear all of that as far as cap space goes. And, again, Caden Smith would be just fine. They could use Caden Smith. They could go out there and get another journeyman tight end or something. There's talk of Hunter Henry. Maybe the Giants could take a look at a guy like Hunter Henry. And, of course, if Kyle Pitts were to fall to the New York Giants, which I hope he does, then the New York Giants could obviously go out and get him, or they could take Pat Freiermuth out of Penn State maybe in the second round. But Evan Engram is easily replaceable. He doesn't give you any production. He's not the best blocker. And, again, all of his mistakes are magnified because they happen at the most inopportune times for the New York Giants. And the guy's not a red zone target at all. He had one touchdown this year. He's really not worth the hassle. He's certainly not worth the $6 million. I understand that the New York Giants gave him that fifth-year option, maybe hoping that he would come out and have a big 2020 season, and it did not happen. So going into 2021, I think the New York Giants should definitely explore some kind of trade for Evan Engram. Even if they get a fifth-round pick, why does my camera keep going dark? Even if they do get a fifth-round pick for Evan Engram, I would take it. The Giants need draft capital, and again, they really need that cap space, and they could take that $6 million and put it into another cornerback or something like that. Just a guy that's kind of a stopgap corner. They could do a lot of things with that $6 million, and Evan Engram just really doesn't fit here anymore. Like I said, his production's gone down every year. He's battled a lot of injuries, and again, he doesn't catch the ball. He turns the ball over, and all he does every week for us Giants fans is infuriate us. I don't know how he is in the locker room. I don't know what his teammates feel about him. I don't know what the coaches feel about him. I don't know what ownership feels about him. I'm not in that locker room. Maybe Evan Engram is a great guy. Maybe he's a great teammate. But all we see on Sunday as fans is his lack of production and his big-time drops and his big-time turnovers, and really contributing to a lot of losses this season that the New York Giants, they had chances to win these games. And if he would have just made a play here or there, we could have probably won 2 more games and won the division. But it didn't happen. And again, his production really isn't worth the $6 million. To me, I don't really know teams that are looking for a tight end. I think he could fit in Cincinnati pretty well. Maybe he could fit over there in Jacksonville. I don't really know. I don't know a good spot for Evan Engram. Okay, but there's got to be some kind of team out there that's interested in Evan Engram that would take a shot on Evan Engram to see if he could come in there for 1 year for $6 million and produce. And if he goes to a Cincinnati and he hooks up with Joe Burrow and he has a big year over there and he catches the ball, then maybe Cincinnati or somebody like that could say, all right, we'll give this guy 3 years, $20 million, or 3 years, $30 million just because he produced, and he's still young. It's not like Evan Engram's an older guy. So I just feel like the New York Giants need to explore trades for Evan Engram. I think they're going to. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to surprise me if Evan Engram is not here. And if Evan Engram does leave or the Giants do move him and we only get a 5th-round pick, you can't sit there and complain about, well, we only got a 5th-round pick. Because remember, if they trade Evan Engram, it's really for salary dump purposes. Obviously, we're strapped for the cap space. A lot of teams are strapped for the cap space. The New York Giants going into next year have a lot of cap. And you would have thought, again, before this whole COVID thing hit, it was going to increase. None of this would have been a problem. But right now, a lot of teams are struggling for cap space. A lot of them don't have it. $6 million off the books, moving away a guy that just doesn't produce, that just doesn't make winning plays here. He's not a winning player here with the New York Giants. And maybe, again, he could flourish somewhere else. And then the Giants fans sit there and go, oh, my God, look at what he does. But again, sometimes guys can't play in New York. Sometimes losing gets to guys. Sometimes it just is what it is. A change of scenery usually helps out a lot of players. And like I said, if a team's willing to give up a 4th or a 5th-round pick for Evan Engram for 1 year to see if he can produce at the back of his, last year of his contract, and he does produce, then they could sign him, like I said, to another extension, and maybe he has a good career somewhere else. I just feel like his time with the New York Giants is done. I feel like that $6 million is so much more valuable in another position outside of Evan Engram, and I think that the New York Giants have got to explore trade possibilities for him and move him someplace along the line. You might see that during draft night. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Giants moved Evan Engram at some point for, like I said, a later round pick, a 5th-round pick, somewhere in there. I'd be fine with that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Would you be willing to trade Evan Engram for a 5th-round pick? I'm not an Eagles fan, so I'm not going to sit here and say he's a top 10 pick like they thought Zach Ertz was worth a top 10 pick last year. I'm not going to do that. He's worth about a 4th or a 5th-round pick. And if we get that and save the $6 million, I'm all for it. Let me know what you think in the comments section, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. It's the Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace!